Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Journey Across the Galaxy. We are continuing on our way to Beagle Point. Don't really have a particular topic for today, so we're just going to kind of ramble until I come up with something. But for our new viewers, we are on our way out to Beagle Point at the furthest edge of the galaxy off in this direction. We've already crossed through the center of the galaxy from the bubble over here, and we're continuing on towards the destination off in that direction. Let's go ahead and get off the ground. Hopefully we'll be able to, based off of what the little... I'm sorry, trying to focus on getting off the ground. Based off of the little dot over there on the little mini thingy, probably not going to be able to just... Yeah, I didn't think we were going to be able to go ahead and just frame shift immediately. Apologize, I realized at the last minute that I needed to get an episode out for tomorrow, because technically I'm supposed to be off today, and I forgot to record. So I just woke up and my brain is not quite firing on all cylinders yet. I'll get there. Alright. So we'll get out of the drop zone. We'll do a nice little 45-degree angle out of here to hopefully quickly get to where we can jump to the next system. If you're just joining the series now, our purpose for this journey is primarily to do exobiology to get our rank up to the elite status, with a secondary objective of working to try to get a fleet carrier so we can kind of just take up residence out in the black and only come back to the bubble when we absolutely need to do something. So we can have all of our ships with us and, you know, maybe bring some people along for the ride and, you know, kind of have a little mobile base moving around the galaxy and do some exploration and mining and all kinds of other stuff just to have some fun. So when we hop into these systems, there's a cycle of things that we do. There's typically the discovery scanner to see how many bodies there are. We do the full spectrum system scan to see if there are any high value planets, water worlds, ammonia worlds, and Earth-like worlds. And then we'll check the full spectrum system scanner and do individual, we'll stay in there if there are 15-ish bodies or less, and check to see if there are any biological signatures, because, you know, gotta have some kind of limit to the number of planets that we're to scan in every system, because it takes forever to do scans if there's, you know, 20, 30, 40 bodies in a system, and we'll never get where we're going. Oh, you know what? We were there. There was a third. I'm dumb. The last system that we were in had another planet with three biological signatures on it, and we were supposed to go and scan those, and I completely forgot. Oh, you always remember after it's too late. Oh well. Not that we can do about it now. I don't even know what system. Whoa, what was that?
Warning, temperature critical. Warning, taking heat damage. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Whoa. It's like a double star right next to us, or did we actually take damage? Okay, doesn't look like it was too bad. Ooh, that was weird. Or hold on, how many... I totally wasn't paying attention. How many bodies were in this system? Yeah, that's too many. But, ooh. But there's certainly some expensive planets here. And it's relatively close. Okay, so we got a water world there. Okay. Trying to find all of this is going to be interesting. Ooh, what is this one? Another water world. Not very far away either, that's good. That one might be. If I can find... Huh, for whatever reason, I could have swore that there was an ammonia world here, but I guess not. Alright, well, you know what? We've been having a lot of stopping in these latest episodes, and as much... The water worlds... Oops. The water worlds aren't that much money, and I would really like to get some jumps down under our belt, so let's go ahead and just continue on. Normally I would stop for water worlds, but there's 3 of them here, and I don't really feel like we're not really making a lot of progress towards our destination, which is, you know, kind of a good thing. It's nice to stop and have a bunch of things to scan, but at the same time, you know, I would like to eventually get to Beagle Point, turn in our data, and see how much money we've made so far. Okay, we'll definitely stop and scan this entire thing to see if there's any exobiology. We'll always stop for exobiology signatures. Those are worth a lot of money. Okay, no high value worlds. Or at least those can be worth a lot of money. Sometimes you get unlucky, but I mean, if we get a Stratum Tectonicus, that's 100 million. That's absolutely worth stopping, no matter how many jumps we've gotten done. Look in the top right there for features, trying to see if there are any biological signatures. Okay. Continue around the ring here. Are we gonna find anything else? Make sure there's nothing on the star. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this hunt and peck thing that they've done with this scanner. The computer should really be able to do this. Still no features. I'm getting the distinct impression that we're not going to find anything, because usually where there's biology, you've found it by now. It usually doesn't show up in the last 1 or 2 planets. Geological 2. Ain't it always the way? All right, onward to the next system. That's fine. You know, I'm kind of in the mood to get some distance done in this episode, so we'll keep going unless we find something super interesting that catches our attention and asks us to stop. 3, 2, 1, engage. As I said, I'm not quite sure what I want to talk about. I'm just kind of trying to, you know, smack my brain awake and come up with something. I try to write down topics of discussion as I'm just chilling, but there's just been so much going on in my day. I've been so busy with, you know, doing things lately that I haven't had a lot of time to just sit around and chill and think of different ideas for conversation topics. It's kind of difficult to focus on that when you have a million different things to get done. And you can only... Ooh, I'm so glad it let me do that. You know... And you can only talk about moving so much before you're just repeating yourselves. I mean, I guess, you know, the vast majority of the people who watch my videos are new viewers, so I guess if you're watching this right now, you probably have no idea that I just finished a move. I don't necessarily want to continue talking about it over and over again, though, because that's boring for me. You can go back and watch some of my recent episodes to get the full story on the whole move and everything that's been going on and my internet situation and all of that kind of craziness that's been just kind of making life difficult for me. Really looking forward to getting the fleet carrier system set up, because not having a destination where, you know, the goal isn't necessarily to actually get to where you're going, but just more or less moving in a direction is going to be pretty nice. Being able to have all of my ships available so that if I want to fly a different ship, fly something smaller, fly something bigger, fly something different, I can just hop into the carrier and grab whatever ship I want to fly and, you know, putter around to all the different systems. Jump range won't really matter at that point, because we're mostly just going to be trying to grab all the little... yet again, we got a good one. Ooh, oh, okay, that's good. Still looking for biological features. Because, you know, we'll set up our carrier in a location. Where's... We'll head off towards this and give ourselves a little bit of room and then see if we can, catch that one. Was back towards the star. There we go.
System scan complete.
Fortunately, no biological signatures. I've already lost track of what I was just saying. Because setting up the fleet carrier, the fleet carrier will be doing our distance for us, and there's a set limit of 500 light years for that. So, what I'll end up doing is we'll probably end up doing 2 jumps, do 1,000 light years at a time, just because, you know, why not? And then, because let's see, this ship does 60 light years-ish, 60-ish light years a jump. 10 jumps would be 600 light years. So, yeah. It would be the equivalent of 20 jumps-ish to do 1,000-ish light years. Something. I'm not trying to do exact math here. It's just rough equivalents. So, you know, I could do... my idea that I have in my head for what we can do is we can do a weekly live stream of Elite Dangerous where it's going to be like our weekly repositioning of the carrier / you know, hanging out with the audience kind of thing. So I think that'll kind of be my main event kind of deal. That will be the start of my live streams once we get to that point. We'll move the fleet carrier once a week, and it'll be ideally at a scheduled time so that people can come along for the ride, watch the move, be there for the move, all that kind of stuff. And that'll kind of be what I'm going for. Obviously, with my schedule the way it is, I'm not able to necessarily commit to an exact time, always the same time every week, or even necessarily on the same day. If I ever get to where I'm able to do this full time, I can certainly carve out a specific time and day to make sure that that's a thing. But you know, we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten to that point yet where I'm able to fully commit to making this the priority. All right, unfortunately, / fortunately, we didn't find anything. We'll get some more jumps done, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I know jumps aren't exactly the most interesting thing visually, but you know, we do need to get some distance done. I would like to get my information sold for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it makes sure that you know, we get our money for everything that we've scanned so far, and that way we don't die and, you know, have some kind of stupid accident and lose all that money that we've accumulated in the last several weeks. And then 2, it lets us know how close we are to our goal of getting a fleet carrier. Because depending on how much we make on our way to Beagle Point, you know, will determine what our plan is for getting back to the bubble. If we're pretty close, then I'll probably increase the... Alright, well, there's a single biology. That means it's going to be a bacterium. But the fact that we immediately found one, you know, might be a good sign. Could also just be a bunch of BS. Fortunately, that's probably going to be the only signature that we find here. Where is this last planet? Oh, we're not stopping for a bacterium. None of those are worth the have enough money attached to them that's worth the amount of time it's going to take to go to the body, scan it, land, find 3 samples, and then move on to the next thing. We'll just go ahead. I generally set a minimum of 2 biological signatures for a body to make it worth our time to go. Because yes, while it is possible that single biological signature could be something relatively expensive, the odds of that are small enough that I'm not wasting my time on it. So, yeah, we're just going to keep going.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Oh, that was quick. Moving right along, then.
Charging.
Having set myself up with several exploration ships, I have to say, I really like having ships that are able to jump, you know, long distances, but at the same time, you know, the number of, well, it's kind of like when you're planning a long, or when you're driving a long trip. Or I'm trying to organize the way my thought process is. I'm struggling towards the idea of speed not necessarily being that big of a difference until you start talking about vast distances. So, you know, like in a car when you're driving down the road and you're trying to save some time by doing 10, 15, maybe even 20 miles over the speed limit. If you're just commuting to work, you're not really saving that much time because you're not covering enough distance for that extra 10 or 15 miles an hour to actually accumulate into a significant time savings. But if you're going on a trip from, say, California to Texas, well, then that extra 15, 20 miles an hour actually does start adding up into a significant amount of time saved if you're able to maintain that the whole time. So the reason I bring that up is that the jump range is kind of the same thing. If you're not necessarily going to be going very far, an extra 10 or 20 light years of jump range isn't really going to mean that much because, you know, it might save you a limited number of jumps. But then you start talking about going out to Beagle Point, and that extra 10 or 15 light years or 20 light years actually starts making a massive difference because it reduces the total number of jumps that you need to make by quite a lot. And considering if you're just doing, hold on, I was only halfway paying attention to how many bodies were in the system. Come on, all right.
Frameshift drive.
And if you keep in mind the fact that if you're focusing just solely on jumping to the destination that you're going, you're not stopping, you're not exploring, you're not doing any of that stuff. It takes around a minute. Hold on, I calculated this. I've timed this at some point. It's like 30 to 40 seconds ish if you get really optimized at your dropping into a system, doing your fuel scooping, charging your FSD, and then the load time into the next system. I think it's like 30 to 40 seconds, something like that. We're definitely going to scan this system. Hopefully we'll actually find something here.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright. Let's see what we can find. Come on. Huh. What's going on here? Okay, wait, what's this? No biology there. Unfortunately, come on. I think because I have another episode that I need to get done in a relatively quick fashion, we're probably going to go ahead and land on a planet here, even if there's no biology. Or I may just go ahead and end the episode here in space, since I'm not actually going to log off. Let's we'll move a little bit of distance towards our destination and see if maybe we can get that opened. Okay, where is that?
System scan.
All right. Well, anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and call that an episode. Hopefully you guys are having lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did and sends the video out to as many people as possible. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so now so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you'll be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to all of my content in addition to several other perks, so consider pressing that join button, check out the list of options that are available there, and decide if any of those are right for you. If they are not, there is the thanks button for a one-time contribution. Your direct support is greatly appreciated and a critical component to turning this into a full-time gig. So again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys have been enjoying the journey, and I'll see you for the next one.